All right. I'm hopping over to the GoToMeeting to bring anyone there here. Hey, Vishwa and Quinn, we're meeting on the Zoom. If you guys aren't, would you mind subscribing to the ODSA mailing list? Hang on, let me give you the link.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, we're meeting on the Zoom. Give me one sec.
Is this your first Zoom Friday call?
Yeah, this is a first Zoom project. Okay, so everybody on GoToMeeting, switch over to the Zoom. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the ODSA mailing list. Yep, Cliff, we're doing it on Zoom. Cliff? Well, yeah, it's on the chat window. Charles on the Zoom as well. All right, I'm going to get stragglers and GoToMeeting a few more minutes, and then we will get started. So, Kash, I have you on for next Friday.
Okay.
Okay, Rob is here.
Hey, Bobby.
Thanks for joining.
No problem. I will have to bounce out and back in. So if there's anything pressing in the first 15 minutes or so, I'm happy to support and help, and then I'll return at 1:30.
Why don't we do the logistics up front? Then we can have a discussion, and then you can come back in if there are any opens.
Sounds great.
There's nobody else on GoToMeeting, so all right, then we should get started. Hey everyone, there's our new Zoom line, and we've got two items on the agenda. One is logistics planning for the experience center, and the second is the Die to Die 5 workshop, which we've been tinkering with, and those are the two big items. So Rob, all yours. Whatever updates you.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby. Yeah, I don't have any pressing updates. I mean, from the Experience Center, I guess I could zoom out a bit and offer everybody a little context. So this year, if you've been part of the discussion with Bobby on the planning, we're working through logistics around monitors, power drops, things like that. This Experience Center, it will be the biggest we've ever had. It is located more in the middle of the floor near the Expo Hall stage. And so far things appear to be on track. I don't have any stops. I am waiting on a little bit of feedback from FN Tech, who helps us with the organization of the event, and updates regarding available equipment, anything like that. But I haven't heard any hurdles or challenges at this stage. So with that, Bobby, unless you have anything specific you wanted to cover, I'm happy to open it up for any questions or concerns.
Yes. One was we were going to get 6 tables sort of configured in a rectangle facing inward. So we'll have some open space in the middle. I wish I had the diagram, but I don't. Each table will host 2 stations, and you'll get a power supply And so the question we had was whether companies who are local can bring their own monitors, and in which case we would save. And we're asking where you can either buy a monitor. If somebody can buy a monitor, that would be even better. Then it's about $200, I think, or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
let
it
me
was
add a little clarity.
probably
So with the Experience Center in the past, we have never asked the facility, which we work with, they provide the equipment. We've never asked them to provide more than 6 monitors for an
Hey,
experience.
Rob,
Yep.
just 1 second, excuse me. Well, I'm going to hop on to GoToMeeting for a minute and have them come over.
Okay.
Hey, whoever's on GoToMeeting, please come over to the Zoom. The link's in the chat window. We're meeting on Zoom and not GoToMeeting.
So as Bobby said, the layout, we're not going to have any problem with the layout, and really creating a perimeter with all the tables for everybody's sessions, or everybody's demos.
So I have our notes, Rob, I have my notes from the meeting. So one is from every company, we need the name as you would like it on the signage. I'm going to add a row to the, whatever your name is, whatever your company name is, the way you'd like it displayed, we need that in the sheet. Then we need the names of the people who will do the setup, because you need credentials for early check-in. You need to be registered when you'll get credentials for early access to the expo hall.
Yeah, your regular badge won't allow you to access the expo hall.
And
setup.
And if you're going to bring, you can also pay for an add-on monitor. You're right. You were going to say you had some clarity.
Yeah, let me get into the monitor piece of it. Yeah. Historically, we've never had more than 6 monitors. We're so glad that ODSA, the Open Chiplet Economy, has had so much attention. We're able to accommodate all the space. One thing we're asking for to make things a little easier is if you are a existing sponsor that has a booth on the expo hall floor, and you can include additional monitors in that shipment to bring over to the Experience Center, that's acceptable. If you're local and you can hand carry a monitor into the expo hall, that's another option. And we'll find out what the availability is. We should have access to some monitors. If for some reason there's a gap in the monitors, we may extend the opportunity to rent a monitor during the expo hall days from the event organizers, which Bobby said for a 27-inch monitor, is around $200, I believe a little less than that. So we have options on the table. We're still working through that a little bit, but please indicate. Bobby, is your spreadsheet or your organizing sheet, is that a shared document that everyone on there can access? Yeah, so if you would indicate on that sheet, if you are able to bring a monitor or plan on bringing a monitor, please indicate that there so we can get a head count and find out if there's any gaps, and then we'll find solutions to those.
Rob,
adding can you bring your own monitor or rent one?
That'd be great.
Yeah, and sorry, a quick question. Last time we had this discussion, we were going to say, something that.
Hey, Majid.
Yes.
You're on GoToMeeting too, so there's a lot of echo.
I'm not on GoTo. I'm only on Zoom.
Huh. Okay, so for some reason your GoToMeeting is also. All right, my bad. We're getting feedback from caller 01 on GoToMeeting. Let me see if I can mute that person.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So last time we spoke, I think one of the things that's still not clear to me, these 6 tables, the monitors, are they going to be like put in the middle, back to back, so the 2 people who use that table have their own sort of divided space? How is that thought about, or is that something that the monitor would be standing, or what is it?
Yeah, it'll be a tabletop monitor, right? So a desktop arrangement. All right, what we had anticipated when Bobby and I were discussing with the event organizers is that the monitors would be facing on the long side of the table, facing in. So if the table's around a perimeter of the square space, The monitors would be facing in so that the surface area of the table would be available. You'd each be sharing half of that tabletop area.
Okay, so yeah, so and then the back of the monitors, the two tables, the back of monitors would be toward each other or something like that. I just
No.
want to.
They'd
They'll
be
be-
facing
so-
out towards the aisle.
Okay.
Imagine a rectangular area with the tables. The back of the monitors will be pointing out away from the rectangular area.
Okay. Got it.
Think of it like you could hang a sign on the back of the monitor that would be in the aisle that announces your demo if you wanted to. I don't think there's any restrictions on anything like that.
No,
And
you each have access to the handbook for the Experience Center, and that describes the limitations of signage, which a desktop signage, as Cliff said, would be perfectly acceptable.
so that way people aren't staring at the back of the monitor in the aisle. And also the idea was that we wanted people to come into the Experience Center to talk to the people doing the demo rather than standing in the hallway.
Right. Is there any way that we add a cartoon picture top of how the space looks like, so that
Yes.
and also if the size is 27, everybody can use 27, so it doesn't look something like. Is that something decided already, or what is it?
I think that would be the preference. I think that's a workable size for the tabletops. What we have, that'd be our recommendation. If someone has other ideas or issues with that, please let me or Boppy know.
Wait,
And
so
then
are we saying everybody does 27? Is that what we're asking?
Yeah, or smaller, I would recommend.
27 or smaller, so this way it.
How big is the table?
They are roughly 6 foot by 2 foot. You're sharing it with
Another company.
another
Thank you.
demo.
Yes, thank you.
So 3 by 2 is the space of each person. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, you're getting a 3 by 2, so you have space for monitor, keyboard, and anything else you want to put in. There is a rather largish open center space, and the current plan is to put a table there so people can sit and chat if you feel like it, or should we leave that empty? I actually wanted to ask the exhibitors what your opinion was on that, or whether is that a place where you want to put free giveaways and stuff for your I'm asking, not recommending.
I think in general, when you do this kind of thing, it's good that some people can have a space that nearby they could just go and come back, talk. So yeah, if there's a common space, that would be great.
It's bang in the middle of the exhibit, so it's in the imagine it at the center of the rectangle, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a bar top height with a couple stools. You could provide some giveaways or swag there that everybody could share that space. It would also be a potential meeting space away from the demo. If you had somebody who wanted to meet there and show them,
Sounds good.
kind of tour them around the booth, that'd be a great meeting location or discussion spot. Was the concept.
Wait, so what's the majority opinion? We want the table or we don't want the table? Since
I think we prefer to have a table.
all right, that's 2-4. Anybody opposed? Speak up now. Okay, all right, table it is. So then Cliff or Rob, we were doing something about a custom banner. What was that? I don't remember the details, but I know it was an option. That's all I remember right now. I didn't note anything down.
So there will be one banner provided by FN Tech. It will be similar in years past, where it will name the zone of the Experience Center. For this one, it's the Open Chiplet Economy, and then within that, everyone will have equal size logos. And please provide the artwork that you would like for your logos, either a link in that spreadsheet that Boppy has shared, or send directly, and then. In addition to that would be at the entrance of the booth area, the Experience Center zone area, but maybe next to that tabletop, doing a floor standing retractable feather banner, something along those lines. If you wanted to add, if this group decided that they wanted to collaborate on something, that would be an option as well. And the expo hall can provide the printing for that as well for a nominal cost. But that's an option just available to this group. It's not a requirement in any way.
Yeah. So there's like this.
Excuse me, I'll have to drop and I'll return for any additional questions.
Okay, thanks, Rob. That was so hopefully you remember the pictures I showed you about the expo center. So my last question, or at least one further question to everybody is, do you want any other kind of banner other than the sort of default banner that's provided at the entrance to the expo center? Does that make sense? Not expo center, excuse me. Entrance to our little thing, our little. Oh, here I found it. Okay, I can show you what the picture. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, it will be helpful to see. And also,
Yeah.
if you have a floor plan of the demo area that and the table location,
Okay.
that would be great.
Hang on then. Let me do. I thought I had it, and my bad. Cliff, do you want to do PowerPoint engineering in real time, or do you want me to do it?
You go ahead, Bobby.
Okay, fine. Be that way.
Someone to be an artist.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, Majid, you're a genius. All right. Wait. Okay. The space itself. Let me show you a couple of things. It's not that it's not that complicated. The way we're doing it is like, okay, I think I've got it. I won't do the exact dimensions, but I'm going by okay, I'll show you. Now I'm ready. That's really basic stuff.
While Bobby's putting that up, I
Yeah.
just want to give everyone a heads up that Bobby has been kind enough to author a blog on, I guess, the open chiplet economy. We're about to post that maybe early next week is now when I don't know when Dirk will put it live, and then we're going to start to promote it, both to draw attention to the session we have on the 18th, and it's in the morning or afternoon, Bobby, our session? It's in the afternoon.
Morning.
In the morning, and also the experience center to drive traffic. So we have some good collateral built to drive traffic to the both of our areas.
Oh, so actually that brings me to the second. So let me, Cliff, if you're going to leave in 10 minutes, maybe let's do this artwork thing for now, and then we'll come back to Cliff's point. So this is, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so this was the original layout offered by the organizers, and then we'd asked for this instead of this 3 tables like so. I'd said we can do it this way, where we have sort of an open space in the middle where we'll put that. And one of these sides will be the entry. Each of these will be the, what did Rob say? 9 by 12 by 3?
There's like there's 4 foot opening between the tables, so there's a lot of room. Yeah, same thing there. It's you got a lot of space for people to circulate in and out.
So roughly people come in. This is the space, and this is the center table that we were thinking of, somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Right? This is a plan. And then this is what the banner looks like last year. I mean, 2 years ago, excuse me. This is the banner we'd get, and we need your name as you want to appear on this banner. And the question is whether there's any interest at all in another banner or something that you want, either here or next to your, if you have individual ones, you'd have to pay for it yourselves. If you want a group one, we'd have to collectively pay for it, but roughly, so that those are the questions. So, oops, sorry. This is the space. This is what the space looks like. It's marked by a carpet. Ours will be bigger, considerably bigger. This is but roughly this is our entry banner would look roughly like this one does. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder. I have wonder if we can have a smaller table and we separate, but not sharing the table. Because when our guests come in and people come in, they start asking questions. So maybe the conversations will be interfere from one group to another group.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So if
With
you
the
have
tables.
if we have that table like we have on the screen, it's a smaller table, but it's separate out. That will be easier for us
No, I
to
think this table is the
discuss.
real size.
It's a real size. It's but this
6
one
by
is
3.
that is 6 by 3.
That is 6 by 3.
Oh yeah, but we say in the table that we're going to have is this is 6 by 3 and share by 2 company.
Yeah, because we got like, I don't think they can fit. We can go back and see if they can fit in other tables, but that's what we have right now.
Yeah.
Bape,
Well,
quick,
yeah,
quick,
go ahead.
quick thought on the layout. If you go back to your PowerPoint, right? Wouldn't it be better, just a thought, if you rotate all these tables at 45 degree and basically have the two companies back to back on the same table, so that right, right, people are not lined up basically on the same side of the table. No, basically all at 45 degree at same angle. Yeah. So if you change everything to nope, the other way. Try the other way.
Yeah, rotate it.
Yeah, like that, and basically do all 6 tables like that, so that we don't get that boxed in feeling.
So you want to go back to the original layout like this. Okay, keep talking.
Yeah, so that this way it kind of looks open from all sides, and anybody can walk in from anywhere and they can still see what's going on, instead of seeing the monitor backs from the outside. And then the two companies can be on the two ends of the table back to back, so that the monitors are facing back to back and we don't have any cables exposed and things like that.
Yeah, then you're sharing each long side of the table in that arrangement.
Yeah. So you
prefer this?
You could put in the middle of the table, you have to put another line effectively, which represents the two monitors.
Yeah, we can have 2 monitors sitting
Back to
right
back.
middle, back to back. Yes, so that it create a virtual boundaries, borders.
I would say that putting more than one company, if it's at all possible, putting back-to-back tables, but having one company have a 6 by 3 is, I think it's going to be very tight to have less than that space for one demo.
Yes,
It is going to be tight, but with the number of companies and the space that's allotted, and you have a space that is double of any previous expo center, that is what is available.
I understood. I mean, like what we do in open offices, right? We put desks back to back. Is there any way to put, and having a little bit less walking space, but having tables standing back to back, so the back of the monitors are facing each other? That shouldn't take up too much space, right?
Oh,
I think the configuration that you just drew is a good one. You put two monitors in the middle, back to back, and this way the spaces are more private, or not private, but at least don't interfere directly.
Okay. I think I'm going to make Cliff. Then I thought there'd be an open space, but if this is a better thing, I'm all for it. I have no fundamental objections. But Rob,
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the people using it should decide.
yeah.
Yeah, very
So
fair.
I'm game. Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
So what about this basic idea of putting 6 stations, but 2 tables at each station instead of 1 table?
I can go back to the events team, see how many they have. A half-size tables. Those have been offered in the past. Just the question will be is what's the quantity available?
Or I was wondering, like, could we just do 12 full-size tables, but just right next to one another? So there's only 6 stations, but 12 tables?
No, they won't allow that.
They won't allow that. Okay.
No, they would potentially allow half-size tables so that you'd have space around each. But to go to more than 6 tables of the rectangle in this, I don't think that's not available.
I mean, one advantage of half-size tables is we only need 11 of them. We don't need 12. So there is that.
Yeah, I can go back to it's really just an availability question. So if that's an option that this group would like to explore, we can look at 11 essentially square top tables. They're roughly just under 3 foot by 3 foot.
If you
Yeah,
have
I think
That is a good option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, yeah, if we go to the half tables, Bobby, I would suggest we forget about the proposal I just had at 45 degrees, and just we'll have the 2 tables back to back facing each other with kind of the side of the table facing outward, so that everybody gets equal kind of exposure to the outside world, right? Instead of monitors facing backwards.
Can you hold this topic for 1 minute?
Yes.
David, I apologize because I think I'm going to lose Cliff, and I want to get one other idea out just before he leaves. So we were thinking of taking the descriptions and writing a aggregated blog post about the Open Chiplet Experience Center. So what are your thoughts? So Claire, we had this idea of taking everything else and generating a blog post saying, hey, before the summit, saying come visit this. This is the first Chiplet Experience Center. It's got all these things in these 3 sections.
Right, so something a little more targeted than what you wrote on the Open Chiplet Economy. We can start with that and follow on with a more targeted blog post.
Yes, that's what I assumed we were going after next. And with using the descriptions we have in your sheet, does anybody have any fundamental objections to that? Do you want to do that, or would you rather not? I'm asking again.
I think if you're going to do that, it's good to kind of give the same number of words to everyone.
Yes.
Because some are very long, some are very short. So
yes, agree.
And
Yes.
and making it, and you have to make them all
The same.
similar format and sentence structure, etc.
Yes.
So
we could help.
Yeah.
We could help you do that. I think that's not a problem.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more row kind of thing, demo description for the blog post. How many words? Let's say about 100 words for each, Cliff, or 200 words. What do you think?
Yeah, somewhere, let's say 100, 150 words max per
150 words.
station. If we have 10 stations, that's like 1,500 words. Okay, yeah, plus a beginning and end.
Yeah, 1650. So you'll end up being around a 2,000 word post when all is said and done.
2000. So it takes time for people to scroll down.
So how many would you like? 100 words?
Yeah. Also, the other option would be for us to break it into several, have one big blog, and then we would promote it on a number of social media posts and things like that. We have ways to manage it.
Okay. Cliff's the expert, so maybe we'll start with 150 words. Everybody put together. I've added three things to that magic sheet. There, one is the name as you would like it displayed on the signage. A question on whether you can just bring your own monitor, and a demo description for the blog post. I've added it to Tim's demo, 150 words max for now. And Majid, is there anything else you want in terms of uniformity?
Well, I think going back to what you mentioned, a second banner, it would be good that there's a description of all the stations, like any other conference or whatever. At least one line says what each of them are. So someone coming at the entrance, they can see the full list. Not just names of company, but what is, they could have a title for the demo. I think that could help. I mean, you brought up the second banner.
Okay, so then give me one. Okay, so I will add the second banner and the space. Can we settle anybody have any objections to the blog post idea?
One question for the blog is picture. Are you going to have picture or not? Because picture gets attention.
Picture of what?
Well, I think maybe, chiplet market, whatever, OCP, something that you could decide.
Wait, you mean picture of like your station or a generic picture?
No, because, when you go to marketing, they always say a picture gets three times attention.
That's in Cliff's hands, and I'm pretty confident he'll do what's right. So yeah, then Cliff and Dirk can figure that out.
Okay. Sorry, great. I need to drop Poppy. We'll talk later. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Yeah, but I have full confidence that Cliff and Dirk can figure that out. But there's a good point. We can give them that requirement. The per station requirement right now, can anybody think of anything other than 150 words? Do you want a picture of your station or your some picture that represents what you're doing?
Yeah, I think could be picture per station, but I think if the blog is too many pictures, it becomes, I mean, you're talking about 11 pictures, right?
And we'll figure that out. Like maybe we'll start with 150 words, one picture, and then they can figure out whether they want to make it one blog or just make it three things, right? Whatever. There's one post on the workflow, one post on actual chiplets, and a third on the IP.
Okay.
So
one thing that for your blog also, in my opinion, is you for each you need a title, and you could decide and say everybody gives 6 words, 6 words max, I guess, for what it is, because the title.
Hang on. Yeah. Let me. I'm going to share my screen, but my connection appears to be crappy. So if I lose everybody, then I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. I don't know what the deal is today. Okay, so we lost Cliff, but roughly this is what I have. So you want to bring it down to a 6-word title? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, per station, yeah. Because if you're gonna make something, long titles are, I don't know, 6. If it makes sense. I mean, what do you have now currently? Do you have titles already?
Well, we have something called. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is I would like to sort of take whatever we want for the banner, blog post, everything off this table, whatever you guys put in here.
Yeah, I think we need a 6-word title, 150 blog text. So that's it. I think this is good.
Does anybody online have any objections, thoughts?
That's good. Yeah, we have 5 words. We can add one more word.
You get $20 if you say a word. I don't know from whom, but from someone. Okay, so in that case, what is the deadline for this table to be filled in? I would say we need it in 2 weeks, roughly, let's say by 9/18. Okay. No, that's not 2 weeks, excuse me, 9/25.
Gonna go on vacation, so better do it before that.
Fill in the table by 9/25/23. That gives us enough time to munge all the stuff together.
And artwork you mentioned here of logo and name was,
yes,
I thought,
company, yes. I don't know that we'll have, and I look at this picture, I don't think we have space for a logo unless we do a second banner. It just has names right now. Look at this.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah,
Keep it simple and go with
yeah,
names.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
right. Name is good enough.
Yeah.
But for the
Okay.
second, you could add the second banner. You could add the title next to the names, and that's it.
So
Instead
the
of
key question is we have to pay for the second banner ourselves. So either
Okay.
one company has to pay for everyone, or we all have to find a way to pool funds and pay.
I thought that it wasn't. Rob was saying it's not too bad
No, it's not too bad. It's like I mean,
because
it's yeah.
Yeah, because I think imagine somebody entering in this space. They want to know what's there, instead of going to every one of them and then find out. I mean, it's okay, but
I
Okay.
think instead of having a list of company, we have a including the floor plans of the centers. So people will come in, they know that there's a 11 table with a drawing and then the name of a company associated for each location. So if they want to visit certain location first, they can use it.
right, okay, right, yeah, that's a good way to reduce the banners.
Okay, so somebody say yes or no. We need sort of at least majority support, if not unanimous support for this. So if by next week you can sort of decide yes, no, we'll see how we can pay for it.
Okay, or we remove it. I mean, the suggestion that you could merge the two things together, effectively.
No, I think that one comes with a fixed structure. They just like that one we get what we get. This first
Oh, I
banner.
see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right. I see.
I like I mean, we can run it by them. Maybe they're open to. That's a clever idea. I can ask whether we can whether we can sort of put the table with the names on it. I like the idea. I'll ask.
Okay.
Is there anybody else who's interested in a second banner? Tim, you're interested, and Majid's interested. In anybody who's not interested in a second banner? I mean, it's a hard.
I'm not entirely clear what the second banner, where is it going to be? Is it, what is it going to, I mean, what's the intent there?
To list you could actually put all the titles in a table with the company name, so people know what is being exhibited and demonstrated. That's the
Okay,
idea.
so second banner on the table, kind of hanging from the back.
No, it would be like the other one
At
at the
the
entrance.
at the entrance. Yeah.
It's a bird's eye
So,
view of the demo area. Maybe is the best way to think about it.
exactly.
Okay, wouldn't that be better if each table decides what they want to hang up?
You can. I don't know whether there's space for a floor. Well, there might be. If we go to the new layout, you can put a little vertical thing on your own if you feel like it.
Yeah, or yeah, something like that.
Okay. All right. So we can. There's an optional thing. I'm going to gray this box. All right. So that covers. We've covered the. Let me bold this. 6 words max. 150 words max. 1 picture.
Right. And size of
And
yeah.
no logos, right?
Right. How about how you don't have the request for people who are going to man the staff the
Oh man, you're a
area.
genius. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something important. What's the name? What is the thing?
Table staff.
Table staff, which makes you guys
Names, yeah.
names of table staff. Okay, you'll need early access to the demo area.
Right.
I assume that there will be no tablecloth on the table if we follow this. So
I think you assumed right.
Yeah.
This is the table as far as I know.
Yes. Okay.
Is there any identifier on the table or near the table to indicate who's at that table?
I think this is what David was talking about, that each of you would bring your own.
Okay, some tabletop signage.
I mean,
Yes.
so the key question is, do you want the two ideas that we're sort of throwing around a second banner, which is a floor plan of the demo area with identifiers, or something that sits at each table?
I think you need both.
Both, okay. Okay, so it's not too pricey. So if somebody can foot the bill, a couple of people can foot the bill, that might actually meet everybody's needs. And then whoever wants to can bring their own signage. I can find out how much it costs. Okay.
Yeah,
Anything else?
if we share the table, having a different size at the table, it's kind of strange.
Well,
Maybe
I like David's
uh,
idea. When I think about it, I think he's right. If you go back to back, you're sharing a physical space, but you're kind of back to each other with these monitors.
yeah.
It might work out.
Yeah. I mean, when we have a signage at the table, and say
Oh, I see. Okay.
it would be ununiform, not uniform. It look very messy.
You don't like
But
signage at the table.
I think if I like the idea to have a signage at the table. We would like you to give us the recommendations of what size of the signage. So as we come into a conference, we see everyone's having the same size with different signature, company signature. Right.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's a better idea. It becomes crammed. The tables, as you
Yeah.
can see from the picture, it's already very small. If we
Yeah.
get more tables,
Ah.
even if we get square, I think it's the same issue. So I think second banner is enough, probably.
okay. No signage at the table. Okay, David, I think that's a valid point, that it just becomes too crowded.
And also we don't know how to make it similar size and all that. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel
Okay.
like from a user experience, how many people are going to go to that banner to find where people are. Whereas if you're walking up and you see something that says, oh, here's, this company, I want to see what they're doing. Maybe there's something we can do at the front of the table instead of being on top of the table. So it kind of hangs off the front that
Yes.
acts as an identifier that way. So it doesn't take any of the tabletop
Yes.
Sure.
room,
That's a good
but
idea.
then we could
And-
have some type of identifier. And personally, if you would like me to do that, I can do that for each
I would
company.
personally like anybody to do anything right now, dude, because I love your ideas.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a good idea. If it's harmonized, then all you have to do is put the logo, artwork is there, just put it on a paper.
Okay.
And yeah.
Is that Lindsay?
This is Christine.
Christine, thank you.
Yeah.
And
By
I
the way,
think-
Christine, you're with Aya, right?
Yes.
Right.
And I think it's just whether we figure out where we're going to be sharing longer tables or if we're going to get the half tables and then
Okay, we can figure
make
that
that
out.
happen. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bapi, on the tablecloth, if you bring up that picture from last year, I think it would be a good idea to have some tablecloth, because we are all going to come in with backpacks and cables and stuff like that. That's going to be under the table. See those boxes of stuff underneath. A tablecloth will nicely cover that and would not look too distracting.
I will try, but I can't make any promises. Let me.
We can bring our own tablecloths if necessary, if we all agree on some color, maybe black or with be okay for everybody, such that we cover all that stuff underneath.
Right.
Okay.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea to sort of visually make it less cluttered.
Yeah.
Okay. Tablecloth.
And usually black is the color to go for that, or something very dark color.
Hey, Tim and Christine, I'm messing up your table, but everybody else, please copy whatever I have, except obviously, the stuff about tablecloths and things.
Sure, no problem.
So, all right.
And
Everybody
then we
else
can
copy
have,
everything and take all the entries. Make your entries match this.
yeah.
Okay, I need to save 15 minutes for the Die to Die 5 workshop. But does everybody have their what you need for now for the demo area?
Yes.
I appreciate everybody's participation. It's definitely making it way better. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody for your feedback. Great conversation. Really love the ideas. I'm here to enable BOPI for your requests. So if other things come after this call, you have other ideas or other questions or concerns, we'll go back on the tables and get you some feedback on that. But we're really looking forward to a really great ODSA zone and a really great Expo Center this year. It's going to be the biggest OCP Global Summit ever. So really looking forward to it. Really excited and appreciate you guys all participating.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for enabling this. And Bapi, do you mind sharing this link again in the chat?
Yeah. Do you also want me to put my Venmo thing right there too?
Please.
Thank you, Rob, Bobby.
Okay, we lost. I lost my two guys for the 5 workshop. Quinn had to drop. That's kind of okay. So I'm going to spend about 10 minutes on the 5 workshop. It's very important. As you know, we are organizing a 5 workshop. Rob, is there anything else before I transition, or did he leave? Okay. We're trying to organize a 5 workshop on the first day of the week of the Global Summit. And what we're doing is also we would like you to please encourage your organization, if you have a FI standard or if you have a FI implementation, to come and present what you have. The second thing we're trying to do, we've sort of narrowed down to a specific objective for the workshop. What we'd like to do is get the attendees to agree on a common set of metrics by which FIs should be characterized. And then they can share whatever portion of that data they want to make public or not. But our sort of immediate goal for the workshop is to produce either a spec or a white paper within a couple of months after the workshop, co-authored by the attendees, which kind of says, hey, if you're going to report on a FI, this is the set of metrics we should report. So we'd like to hear ideas on. We're going to use Shahab's deck and metrics as a starting point, and then build up on that. But the goal coming out of the workshop is to help people evaluating FIs, to say, okay, if you're going to measure latency, this is a method by which you should measure it, and this is what you should report out, for us to gain some consensus on the metrics to characterize FIs. And along the way, have people also present their FIs if they're interested, or whatever data they'd like to make public on these FIs. Does that make sense? Any questions, thoughts?
That makes sense. But is that all our exhibitions have some sort of FI that we can
No, this is
measure
orthogonal to the
against?
demo center thing. This is pretty much to anybody else. It's not strictly limited to demo. This is entirely focused on D3 FIs, nothing else.
Oh, I see.
On the 16th. Here, let me put a link to that. Give me one sec. But we'd like more organization. We would like you to please reach out to your organizations and present at this. It's going to be held at the CMU Silicon Valley campus. And where the heck did this go? Ah, here it is. Majid, you've been active, so anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think the background is, as you said, there was a table that is benchmarking table by OCP that was done, and the idea is to update it based on how things have evolved. And yeah, so it's a workshop, so people can kind of debate it and talk about their whatever file they present. So, but at the end, as you said, you want to get to this updated table so that can be published, correct?
Yes, we want to get to an updated table, and but I realized there was an intermediate point where we want more buy-in to the actual metrics themselves and the definitions of the metrics. And so we would definitely like a broader consensus buy-in to those metrics.
Right. Yeah, that's very important.
So if you can make it, it's an in-person workshop at the CMU Silicon Valley campus, and it's on the 16th. And what else that's about it. I put the call for papers. If you're interested, I'll send you a registration link. But basically anything you want to talk about FIs, we'd like to make this the place to do that.
Can you send it, please? Then because as you know, we send our proposal, but the link that you send, that's where people have to register. Is because
no, the link that I sent is the information. Let me find the registration link too. Hang on one second.
Yeah, because I don't.
Give me 1 second. But what we would like is some degree of uniformity in how some degree of consensus on what metrics are. There you go. You should see the second. So the first link is the information on the workshop. The second link is the registration link for the workshop.
So should we send it again?
Yeah. No, if you registered, we've got it.
No, we didn't register, but we sent to you by email.
Oh yeah, would you please register? Not rather than sending it to. Please do me a favor and register at that the registration link.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I didn't have it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, this is we want this to be sort of a very sort of more a technically focused workshop on die FIs than anything else, rather than a sort of broad-based thing about whether chiplets are good. Okay. Let me go around. It's time for Tony, Mike. Any opens?
Nope.
Do you have a format of what the file and the table would look like, or
we do actually. There's one.
Yes.
There's one we've been it won't be in this format. So a bunch of people have complained. Somebody whose name rhymes with Andreas, but anyway, that this thing is hard to access. I show you. This is a link to the current version, and we're going to make it prettier and nicer. That's the entire motivation for this here. Oh, what's the point? Andreas drops when I insult him. All right, he's still here. All right, okay. Marek, Andreas, any opens?
Not for me.
Not for me.
Majid, Bonchong?
No.
Oh. Tim, David?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
No, I'm good. Yeah, thanks.
Kevin, Kash?
All good.
Okay, thanks all for your patience. Appreciate it. The Experience Center is shaping up. Please take a look at the submit a file for this workshop.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey, Marek, you can start it again in 3 minutes. Maybe that's
Yep,
easier.
I'll do that. Yeah, exactly. So that it's a new recording.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.